Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Chin Fall Edition. I'm Nick Chin, and today I'll be making for you a crispy chicken thigh with bacon and wilted Swiss chard. It's going to be so yummy. I'm very excited to make this for you. It'll serve about 4 people and will take about 45 minutes. The ingredients and recipe are listed below, so let's get cooking. To start off, we're in the kitchen. Let's preheat the oven. It's 475. Welcome back to the prep area. Let's dry our chicken thighs. Grab your chicken thigh, grab your paper towel, pat the skin, pat the under part. What this is going to allow the chicken to do in the pan when you pat it dry is that it browns so much nicer. Salt and pepper for your seasoning. That's literally all you need. It's ready for the pan now. We're back at the kitchen. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn on my stove to medium heat. We're going to let the skillet warm up and then we add the oil. Let's get cooking. Now that the pan is nice and hot, I'm using a cast iron skillet. You can use a stainless steel skillet just as long as it is oven safe. I'm going to add the olive oil now once the pan is hot. If you add the olive oil before it's hot or while it's heating, it's going to get bad. So I'm going to do the olive oil now. So just drizzling the olive oil in here. You can use vegetable oil or canola oil. It's up to you. I like using olive oil for most of my recipes. Now we have the chicken thigh, skin side down. It's just salt and pepper, remember. Skin side down. You're gonna hear a nice sizzle. That's exactly what you wanna hear. Oh, perfect. Do not crowd the chicken. If you put it too close to each other, it's just gonna start steaming, which you don't want that. That means the skin is not going to get nice and crispy. So I'm only gonna put 4 chicken thighs in right now. You wanna leave this in for about 10 to 12 minutes. After that, I'll take these chicken thighs out, put them on a plate, and then put the other ones in to start crisping up those skins as well. So it's been about 10 to 12 minutes. Let's check what it looks like right now. Perfect, look how brown that is. You can touch it with your tongs or your spatula, whatever you're using. It's nice and crispy. That's perfect. So nice and crispy. Now the reason why I'm leaving the skin on is because this is Cooking with Chin Fall Edition. Fall and winter are the seasons of just decadence and delicious food and just hearty meals that'll make you feel nice and warm inside. I'm not saying eat chicken with the skin on it all the time because it is very fatty and it is very bad for you, but it is so delicious. All right, chicken is all nice, done. Skin is crispy and brown. Now let's pour our residual fat into our jar. Grab yourself some mitts, it's gonna get hot. Grab the pan and pour that oil and rendered fat right in there. Doesn't that just look good? Before we put the chicken back into the pan though, just take a little ½ cup of water and just pour it in there. The chicken goes back in. This is where you can have the chicken pretty well touching. You just want to cook the meat. And honestly, you don't have to just use water. You can use anything you want. You could use beer if you wanted to. You can use orange juice and a little bit of water. That will give it a really cool flavor. Chicken's back into the pan, skin side up. Now into the oven. Perfect, center it. Here we go. Perfect. So our chicken is now in the oven, 475, 15 to 20 minutes. Now we're gonna go to our prep table. Let's go. So while our chicken is in the oven getting fully cooked, we're going to do our bacon, our Swiss chard, and our shallots. Bacon, 4 pieces. Grab those, fold it over, fold it over. I like to slice the bacon right down the center lengthwise, and then I go widthwise. But again, you can cut it however you feel like. It is just a coarse cut. And that's that. After you've cut your bacon, flip your cutting board over, wash your knife or grab a new knife, it's up to you. Grab my shallots. Try not to cry as much as I do. So really easy, slice, slice, slice. I always try and make this as quick as possible. And then dice. Slice, 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 and dice. Done. Look at that. For a while I snack on the Swiss Chard and Chard part too. So Swiss chard is nice and crunchy. It's slightly bitter. It's sweet too, but it's gonna go really well with the bacon. You just tear it all apart. This is gonna wilt down to something not as much as this. You'll see. Oh, yeah, that looks amazing. Look at how nice that is. See how the water just evaporated? That's all you need. But get this, still crispy. Oh, that's perfect. So now it's time to grab a plate or a cutting board. I washed the plate that I had the chicken on earlier, so I'm just gonna reuse this plate. Set the chicken. Always keep the skin up. The skin needs to stay out of any moisture so it does not go soggy. Oh, see? Still so nice and crispy. I'm just gonna keep doing this. I'm just gonna drums. That's it. I'm gonna set it down, let it sit. I'm gonna pour this liquid out. Just down the sink is fine. Now that we got the liquid out of the cast iron pan, we're gonna turn our stove on to medium-high heat. If you have a regular stove like mine in a very small apartment in downtown Toronto, it's the 7 mark. I'm gonna add the bacon in now. We're gonna render out the fat, and then the shallots and Swiss chard will go right in. We're gonna cook the bacon until it's crispy and all the fat's rendered out, and then we'll add the shallots and everything in. That bacon is looking so good. It's smelling amazing in the kitchen. This is one of my favorite things to cook is bacon. Make a little hole for your shallots. Grab your shallots and pour them right in there. And immediately move them around so they don't get stuck to the pan. You want to get them covered in that nice bacon fat. Just grab your chili flakes now and you're gonna add them into the pan. Just a pinch though, we're gonna garnish with more later. It's not gonna make it spicy, it's just gonna give a different peppery taste. Now it's time to shut off the heat. The cast iron skillet or your stainless steel skillet is going to continue being hot, but slowly cool down. You don't wanna burn the Swiss chard. We're just gonna grab a big handful of Swiss chard and put that right into the pan there. We're gonna let this wilt a bit, and then we're gonna grab another handful and put another handful in. The first batch of Swiss chard is nice and wilted. You don't wanna cook it too much or else it's gonna start burning. So let's add another one in there, another big handful. If you notice, the first batch went down half of its size, so that's why now there's more space in the pan. That's why you wanna do it layer by layer. As you can see, the Swiss chard is all nice and wilted, so it's time to plate. Just gather up your Swiss chard with all that bacon and loveliness, put it on your plate, give it a nice little twirl, spread it out, and then let's put the chicken thigh right on top. Perfect, here's the finished plate. All we need to do now is garnish it. Grab yourself a lemon wedge, you're gonna squeeze it on top, a little pinch of chili flakes right on top as well. And here it is. This is our crispy chicken thigh with bacon and wilted Swiss chard. It smells so amazing right now. The bacon just makes it. The lemon on top makes it so fresh. It's gonna be so decadent, so enjoyable. You're gonna love this on a cold fall evening. Thanks again so much for joining me here on another episode of Cooking with Chin Fall Edition. Again, I'm Nick Chin, and I really hope that your crispy chicken thigh with bacon and wilted Swiss chard turns out as delicious and as amazing as this one. If you have any questions or comments about the recipe or any of the ingredients, please comment below. I'll have what I'm having. See you soon.